Okay, so let's get started then and have a look at the agenda for our lesson for today. So we have 4 parts to look at today. Introduction, number 1, introduction to embedded questions. Number 2, form and grammar. Number 3, usage in daily communication. And number 4, advanced practice and flexibility. Okay, well, let's have a look at part 1. So, an introduction to embedded questions. So, what are embedded questions? Embedded questions are indirect forms of asking something. Instead of asking directly, they are included inside another sentence. They make communication softer, more formal, and more polite in English. So embedded questions are indirect forms of asking something. Instead of asking directly, they are included inside another sentence. They make communication softer, more formal, and polite in English. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the second screen then. So why do we use embedded questions? We use them to sound polite, to avoid confrontation, and to express curiosity respectfully. For example, a direct question, where is the station? Embedded, could you tell me where the station is? So, where is the station? A direct question. Embedded, could you tell me where the station is? The difference in tone. Now, direct questions often sound abrupt, and embedded questions change tone. For example, what time it is? Very direct. It sounds abrupt. Embedded. Do you know what time it is? Notice the softer, friendlier effect. Do you know what time it is? Well, let's have a look at some vocabulary for embedded questions. So we've got some useful expressions. Number 1, could you tell me? Number 2, do you know? Number 3, I wonder. Number 4, can you explain? Number 5, would you mind telling me? So let's have a look at those useful questions again, useful expressions, sorry. Number 1, could you tell me? Number 2, do you know? Number 3, I wonder. Number 4, can you explain? And number 5, would you mind telling me? Okay, some useful expressions. These structures introduce embedded questions naturally in everyday English. So these expression structures, they introduce embedded questions naturally. Let's have a look at some examples. So direct. A. Where is the bank? It's 2 blocks away. Where is the bank? It's 2 blocks away. Embedded. Could you tell me where the bank is? Of course, it's 2 blocks away. Could you tell me where the bank is? Of course, it's 2 blocks away. Well, let's move on to the next part here. It's all about form and grammar. So word order in embedded questions. This is important. So This is an important rule. Embedded questions use statement word order, not question order with the verb to be. Direct. Where is she? Where are my keys? Now for the embedded, we need to move the verb to be to the statement order. Embedded, do you know where she is? Do you know where my keys are? So with the verb to be, embedded questions use statement word order, not a regular question order. This is an important rule. Let's think about those yes-no questions now. So yes-no questions use if or whether. For example, direct questions, is he coming? Or will she accept the job? Now embedded, I wonder whether she will accept the job. Do you know if he is coming? So yes-no questions use if or whether. Great. Well, we've got here WH questions embedded. So question words such as what and where. Let's have a look at some direct examples. What does he want? Where does she want to live? Embedded. Can you tell me what he wants? Can you tell me where she wants to live? Okay. Let's think a little bit about tenses and tense use in embedded questions. So the tense remains the same as in the original question. Where did she go? What time did the meeting start? Okay, where did she go? Okay, this is in the past simple. Embedded. Do you remember what time the meeting started? So in embedded questions, we use the verb tense. Do you remember what time the meeting started? The second example, I wonder where she went. This is the embedded version of where did she go? In the embedded, we use the verb in the past simple. I wonder where she went. Okay, it's very interesting. Let's have a look at a couple of common mistakes to avoid. So, mistake number one, mixing the question order. So we've got a example. Do you know where is she? This is not the right sentence order. Do you know where she is? This is correct. There's another mistake with forgetting if. For example, we have an error here. I don't know he's coming. In the embedded, I don't know if he's coming. Okay, well, let's continue and have a look at the next part here. We're going to have a look at a little dialogue example with some grammar in context. Have a listen. It's between A and B. Very short dialogue, a question and answer. Where is the bus stop? Sorry, I don't know. Now, the embedded version is softer and more polite. Could you tell me where the bus stop is? Sorry, I'm not sure, but maybe ask the driver. Okay, so we've got embedded language in both question and answer. Well, let's see how we can use embedded questions in daily communication. So they create politeness and formality. Embedded questions are common in professional and polite contexts such as offices, shops and hotels. They avoid sounding demanding. So let's have a look at these examples. Can you tell me when the meeting starts? I wonder if you have my reservation. I was wondering if you could tell me more about... Okay, let's continue. Excellent. Sorry, just checking participants there. Okay, so vocabulary for formal contexts. We've got some useful phrases. Could you explain? I would like to know. Do you happen to know? I was wondering. These make requests sound respectful and diplomatic. Okay, so these make requests sound respectful and diplomatic. Okay, well, let's have a look at the next part here. So, embedded questions in service situations. Another very useful sector in which to use this language. So let's think about direct and then polite. Direct. What is the Wi-Fi password? That's a direct version. More polite, embedded. Could you tell me what the Wi-Fi password is? Another one here, direct. When does the train leave? Polite. Do you know when the train leaves? Okay, well, let's have a look at another dialogue example, this time between friends Daniel and Bob. Let's see how their dialogue evolves. Daniel, do you know when the movie starts? Bob, I think it's at 8 p.m, but we should check. Could you find out if tickets are still available? Sure, I'll look online. Okay, a very polite conversation using embedded questions. Well, let's think about advanced practice and flexibility. So, embedding in longer sentences. Okay, so this is where things can get difficult. So let's pay attention as we look through this. So embedded questions let us place a question inside a larger sentence, often after verbs like ask, know, remember, and tell. So these are key verbs for us. Ask, know, remember, and tell. They follow a normal statement word order. There's no inversion when we embed these questions into larger sentences. So they follow the normal statement order, making the sentence smoother and more natural. I can't remember who she invited. Let's ask whether the store is still open. Tell me why he hasn't arrived yet. So these are very good examples of embedded questions placed within a larger sentence. The last one, extremely common. Tell me. Let's have a look at indirect questions with embedded questions. Okay, so these add even more politeness. So indirect requests sound softer with embedded questions. They help the speaker sound respectful and considerate, especially in formal situations. Would you mind telling me where the bathroom is? Could you let me know when the bus arrives? I was wondering if you could help me move this box. Okay, well, I'm going to read through those a second time. Have a little listen. Would you mind telling me where the bathroom is? Could you let me know when the bus arrives? I was wondering if you could help me move this box. Well, let's have a little look at some vocabulary related to negotiations. We've got some useful phrases to help us do that. Number 1, would you mind explaining? Would you mind explaining? Number 2, can you clarify? Can you clarify? Number 3, could you let me know? Could you let me know? Number 4, I was wondering if. Now we have a tip to remember. In meetings, embedded questions reduce tension and invite dialogue. So in meetings, embedded questions reduce tension and invite dialogue. Well, let's have a look at a dialogue example for a workplace meeting, this time between a boss and an employee. Boss: could you explain why the report is late? Employee: I am sorry, I can tell you what the problem was. I'd also like to know when it will be finished. By tomorrow morning for sure. So this is an important topic, a late report. But that doesn't mean the boss still can't use polite embedded questions. Could you explain why the report is late? This is polite. Okay, well, let's have a look at the next slide. We've got a practice for you guys. Okay, so this is a chat-related exercise. I'm going to read the instructions. They are: transform the following questions into embedded questions. So we've got some direct questions here. What time is the concert? Is she joining us? Are they very tired? Is the restaurant nearby? What time is the concert? Okay, so we've got some examples there. What I'd like you guys to do, if you would like to, is to take part in the chat. Okay, so we've got some examples coming in straight away from some of you guys, so fantastic. Could you tell me at what time the concert is? Very good. Put is at the end of the sentence there. Could you tell me at what time the concert is? That's a great example. Could you tell me when the concert starts? Okay, that also works. Can you tell me when the concert starts? Do you know when the concert starts? Excellent. Well done. Okay. Excellent stuff. Well, I'll give you guys a moment to put a few more examples into the chat. I shall read out the direct question versions as well that we want to transform. So these are the direct ones we want to transform. What time is the concert? Is she joining us? Are they very tired? Is the restaurant nearby? What time is the concert? Okay, so very good. We've got some great answers coming in. Got one there from Anne. Do you know if she is joining us? Very good. This is a closed question. Therefore, we've got the word if in there. Excellent. Could you tell me where the nearby restaurant is? Where the nearest restaurant is? Or could you tell me where the restaurant is nearby? Okay. Can you tell us if she is joining us? I was wondering if they are very tired. Oh, very nice. I was wondering. Very good. Okay, well, of course, as usual, I will put all of this into an email to send to those of you who wish to have a look at this. But guys, it's fantastic participation there, and you're using those structures that we've looked at so far today. So excellent. Well done. Okay. Very well done. So here are some verified examples that we could use for some of those answers. Of course, there isn't just one answer that we could use, but let's have a look at the possible answers. Do you know what time the concert is? Can you tell me if she is joining us? I wonder whether they are very tired. Do you know if the restaurant is nearby? Could you tell me what time the concert is? Great. Okay, guys. Well, very well done. Let's just have a look at a final dialogue. So we're coming towards the end of our conference presentation for today. We're going to have a look at a final dialogue before our conclusion. So final dialogue example, this time a travel situation between a traveller and a station worker. Traveller: excuse me, do you know where platform 6 is? Station worker: yes, it's at the end of the hall. Traveller: I was also wondering if the train is delayed. Station worker: no, it's on time. Okay, another very useful dialogue pattern for us. So we have fluency tips, practice every day, of course, replace direct questions with embedded ones, record yourself or practice with a friend. This is a very good idea. And notice people's positive reactions when you ask indirectly. It's true. Indirect questions create positive reactions. We have some key takeaways as well for you. Embedded questions: use statement order with to be. Add if or whether for yes/no questions. Sound polite and professional. And some useful contexts, of course, they're useful in hotels, offices, airports, and friendly chats. So in conclusion, embedded questions are more than grammar. They are tools for building trust, respect, and connection. By softening our words, we open doors, and mastering them means speaking not only correctly, but also kindly and effectively. Okay, well done, everybody. So there we are. It just remains for me to say thank you on behalf of everyone here on the Circle de Long team, and to thank you on my behalf as well. It was great to have you all here today. I will be back here next Monday. I hope you are able to join me. In the meantime, have a great evening and have an even better week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.